Welcome, dear viewers, to the Reddit iceberg, where nightmares become reality and darkness finds its voice. I am your guide through the chilling depths of the internet, ready to unravel the most bone-chilling stories ever shared.
In the darkest corners of the internet, where anonymity breeds monstrosities, there existed a subreddit known as r Eldritch Tales. It was a place where users shared horrifying stories, not of fiction, but of their own grotesque experiences. This particular tale, though, would prove to be the most sinister of them all. Deep in the bowels of the subreddit, a user by the name of Dreadful1 began a thread titled, "The Forbidden Path." It was an invitation to explore a hidden world, promising unparalleled terror and forbidden knowledge. Curiosity piqued, users eagerly joined the discussion, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As the tale unfolded, Dreadful1 detailed an ancient ritual involving blood sacrifice, macabre symbols, and a forbidden tome said to hold the secrets of the beyond. The instructions were intricate, demanding the participants to find a desolate place where they would meet at midnight to perform the ritual collectively. One by one, users from across the globe ventured into the night, consumed by their insatiable desire for the unknown. They arrived at the predetermined location, a crumbling, dilapidated mansion nestled deep within a forest. Its decaying walls whispered secrets of forgotten nightmares. The air was thick with anticipation as Dreadful1, the enigmatic mastermind behind the ritual, emerged from the shadows. A disturbing grin played upon their face, reflecting their sadistic pleasure in orchestrating this macabre affair. They carried the forbidden tome, its pages teeming with malevolence. The ritual began. As the users chanted the forbidden incantations, the boundaries between the mortal realm and the eldritch horrors started to blur. A maddening cacophony of unearthly sounds filled the air, assaulting their ears with shrieks and guttural growls. The putrid stench of decay overwhelmed their senses, threatening to choke them. As the ritual reached its climax, a portal materialized before them. A swirling vortex of grotesque forms and writhing tentacles beckoned them to the abyss. Seduced by the promise of forbidden knowledge, the users hesitated for only a moment before succumbing to their insatiable curiosity. One by one, they stepped into the abyss, their bodies consumed by the otherworldly forces. Their screams of terror melded with the haunting chorus of the eldritch abominations, echoing through the halls of the forsaken mansion. And just like that, they were gone. Days turned into weeks, and the mysterious disappearances caught the attention of the authorities. The mansion was investigated, but no trace of the missing souls could be found. It was as if they had vanished into thin air, leaving behind only a lingering sense of dread. However, the tale doesn't end there. In a final twist of fate, a user stumbled upon an encrypted message within the depths of r Eldritch Tales. It revealed Dreadful1's true identity, a deranged serial killer, luring unsuspecting victims into their web of horror. The ritual had been a ruse, a sick game to prey upon the morbid fascination of others. With this revelation, the veil of innocence was lifted from the subreddit, and it was shut down. But the sinister legacy of Dreadful1 and the vortex of obsession they had created would forever haunt the minds of those who had dared to venture into the abyss. As news of the mysterious disappearances spread, a cloud of unease settled over the internet. Users initially intrigued by the tales of r Eldritch Tales now hesitated to delve further into the depths of the unknown. Yet, curiosity has a way of pulling people back into the abyss. Unbeknownst to the world, a new subreddit emerged in the wake of r Eldritch Tales' demise. It was called r Forbidden Lore, and it promised to reveal even darker secrets than its predecessor. Whisperings of its existence spread like wildfire, drawing in those hungry for forbidden knowledge. The mastermind behind this new subreddit was none other than Dreadful1, who had managed to evade capture. They reveled in the chaos and terror they had sown, reveling in the power they held over the minds of the unsuspecting. Within r Forbidden Lore, Dreadful1 crafted a labyrinth of unspeakable horrors. Each post was a trap, expertly designed to ensnare the weak-willed and vulnerable. The twisted allure of this digital abyss proved irresistible to those craving an escape from the mundane. The subreddit became a breeding ground for the demented and the desperate. Users exchanged tales of their own transgressions, indulging in acts that defied human decency. Discussions centered around rituals, sacrifices, and atrocities committed in the name of unlocking forbidden power. But amidst the sea of wickedness, a glimmer of hope emerged. A user going by the name of Redeemer had stumbled upon the true nature of our forbidden lore. They realized that Dreadful One was not the all-knowing deity they presented themselves to be, but a puppet master pulling the strings from the shadows. Armed with this knowledge, Redeemer hatched a plan to expose the true face of Dreadful One and free the users trapped within this digital hell. They reached out to others who had seen through the facade, forming an alliance against the lurking evil. Together, they unraveled the intricate web of deceit that Dreadful One had spun. Clues were meticulously pieced together, leading them to a location shrouded in darkness, an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of a desolate town. Under the cover of night, the group assembled, their hearts pounding with a mix of trepidation and determination. Each carried their own burdens of guilt, knowing they had been complicit in perpetuating the horrors of Arash forbidden lore. With bated breath, they entered the warehouse, their steps echoing through the empty halls. The air was heavy with anticipation, mingling with the scent of dust and decay. It was a silent battlefield, where the fate of their souls hung in the balance. As they ventured deeper into the labyrinthine corridors, they found themselves confronted by macabre scenes, a collage of grotesque art, symbols etched into the walls, and the remnants of unspeakable rituals. The very essence of dread seeped into their bones, threatening to consume them whole. Finally, they reached the heart of the warehouse, where a flickering screen illuminated a figure seated in a throne-like chair. It was Dreadful One, their eyes gleaming with sadistic delight. The users faced their tormentor, ready to confront the darkness that had haunted them. With a voice that dripped with malice, Dreadful One taunted them, reveling in the power they had wielded over their minds. But the Alliance stood strong, their resolve unyielding. They presented their evidence, revealing the truth behind the facade, a twisted individual feeding on the vulnerability of others. Enraged by their exposure, Dreadful One unleashed their fury. The warehouse shook as the walls seemed to come alive, grotesque appendages emerging from the very fabric of reality. It was a manifestation of the dark forces they had invited into their lives, a reckoning for their sins. The battle between light and darkness raged on, each blow striking a chord in the collective conscience of the users. Redemption became their armor, and unity their weapon. In the midst of the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged, a chance to break free from the cycle of horror. But as the battle reached its climax, a chilling twist awaited them all. The manifestation of dread turned its gaze upon the users, its malevolence consuming their very essence. In a moment of cruel irony, the hunters became the hunted, their souls forever bound to the realm of our forbidden lore. As the echoes of the battle subsided, the warehouse stood silent, bearing witness to the tragic fate of those who had dared challenge the malevolent forces lurking within our forbidden lore. The walls seemed to pulsate with a lingering malevolence, a testament to the power that Dreadful One had harnessed. Outside the warehouse, the world carried on, oblivious to the horrors that had unfolded within its decaying walls. The disappearance of the users had become a mere footnote in the annals of internet lore, a forgotten tale lost in the vast expanse of digital oblivion. But even in the darkest recesses, flickers of light persist. One user, who had managed to escape the clutches of Dreadful One's realm, remained haunted by the memories of their ordeal. Consumed by guilt, they dedicated themselves to unraveling the mysteries that had claimed their fellow adventurers, hoping to find a way to break the cycle of darkness. This user, known as the Seeker, embarked on a perilous journey through the hidden corners of the internet. Their search led them to ancient texts, whispered legends, and cryptic forums, where the secrets of forbidden knowledge lay hidden. Their determination knew no bounds, for they had become the last hope of redemption. Guided by cryptic clues left behind by those who had been lost, the Seeker uncovered a hidden ritual, a ritual of sacrifice and absolution. It promised to sever the chains that bound the souls trapped within our forbidden lore and grant them release from their digital purgatory. Armed with this newfound knowledge, the Seeker assembled a select group of individuals, those who had felt the impact of Dreadful One's malevolence firsthand. Each carried their own scars, a testament to the horrors they had endured within the subreddit's grasp. Together, they embarked on a treacherous path, retracing the steps of the ill-fated users who had vanished before them. They returned to the forsaken warehouse, where the lingering presence of our forbidden lore still hung in the air, tainting every inch of the decaying structure. With solemn determination, the Seeker and their companions initiated the ritual, following the intricate steps to the letter. Candles flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls. The air grew heavy with a mix of anticipation and trepidation, as the boundaries between the digital realm and the physical world blurred once more. In the midst of the ritual's climax, a rift opened before them, an ethereal gateway to the realm of our forbidden lore. The Seeker and their allies braced themselves, knowing that their own redemption lay on the other side. They stepped through the portal, their senses assaulted by a cacophony of whispers and distorted cries. The landscape before them was a twisted reflection of the real world, warped by the insidious power of Dreadful One's influence. Every step they took reverberated with the weight of their mission. As they ventured deeper into the realm, they encountered apparitions of the lost souls, tormented and trapped within their own digital prisons. Each encounter was a test of strength, resolve, and empathy, as they sought to restore what had been taken from them. But the realm fought back, its defenses growing more formidable with each passing moment. Dreadful One, sensing the threat to their dominion, unleashed their wrath upon the interlopers. Shadows twisted and contorted into monstrous forms, their grotesque appendages lashing out with malicious intent. The battle that ensued was a dance of desperation and resilience. The Seeker and their companions fought tooth and nail, refusing to yield to the overwhelming darkness that threatened to engulf them. In the crucible of that nightmarish realm, the fate of countless souls hung in the balance. And in a moment of ultimate sacrifice, the Seeker confronted Dreadful One, knowing that defeating them was the key to freeing the trapped souls. The battle raged on, a clash of wills and the embodiment of the battle between light and darkness. With a final resolute strike, the Seeker shattered the facade that Dreadful One had carefully crafted. The malevolent presence dissipated, leaving behind only whispers of their former power. The realm of our forbidden lore began to crumble, its grip on the souls weakening with each passing moment. As the realm collapsed around them, the Seeker and their companions ushered the liberated souls back to the portal, guiding them towards freedom. With tears of relief and triumph, they watched as the lost souls emerged from the abyss, finally released from their digital purgatory. The Seeker and their companions, weary but filled with a profound sense of accomplishment, stepped back through the portal, their mission complete. The realm of our forbidden lore closed behind them, forever sealing Dreadful One's influence within its digital confines. The world continued to spin, unaware of the battles fought and victories won within the realm of our forbidden lore. But those who had been touched by its darkness carried the scars of their journey, forever changed by their ordeal. And so, dear listeners, let this tale serve as a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the depths of obsession and the importance of seeking redemption. For even in the most grotesque corners of the internet, a glimmer of light can emerge, reminding us that hope and resilience can triumph over the darkest of forces.